Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing,
running, and all things adventurous.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior,
we've got news updates as well as interviews with athletes
and other key members of our athletic community.
As a weekly show since 2017, we have covered everything from
championship and virtual races
to fundraising events and FKTs. And now, here are your hosts,
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Standing on the corner, lost all my clothes.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
Caitlin Ritter.
And Caitlin, how was your weekend?
It was good. We went to go see the new Taylor Swift movie, Life of a Showgirl.
Yeah, it was like a little mystery ride thing, so Caitlin could help me get my stuff done, and we went to see that, and I brought you to, what was it? Not Five Guys, Shake Shack, because I had a weird burger that I thought you would like.
And I did like it. It was good.
What was it?
It was like a French onion soup burger.
Yeah, super weird. And if you hear barking in the background, that is Lucy.
Yes. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. I was happy to get a whole bunch of stuff done. Almost done decorating for Halloween, which is a lot of work, which is why I try to get it done in like end of September. But it's almost done. Now I have to get working on planning a party. So we'll see how that goes. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out Mudgear. Use Adventure for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie, use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next purchase. If you're signing up for a Spartan, Deca, or Tough Mudder, use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next event.
And it's the first episode of the month, so we're going to thank the $3+ Patreon supporters.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Matt Putton, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Cheryl Miller, Laura and Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irick, Ashley Rice, Brent George, Justin Manning, Logan Nagel, Angela Bowers, Thomas Peterson, Seth Renderkanesh, Steve Bacon, Robert Landman, and Julie Estes.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it. And to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks.
The Podfather. Check it out over at theocrreport.com. They may have stolen one of my interviews, but time will tell if I can get that figured out. And to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizolara, Joshua Reed.
Who won the Spartan World Championships. Spartan Super World Championships.
And Kevin Gregory.
Yeah, we also have a news story about Kelly Sullivan coming up in a bit as well. But first, we're going to get poll results, which we don't have a poll, I don't think, right?
No, I don't think so.
But I do have a meme.
Oh, let's
I found it, which means Caitlin has to describe it.
Says, it's a picture of the Pillsbury Doughboy, and he's like jacked. And it says, when you add workout protein powder to your cookie dough.
Yeah, it's got glutes for days. Nice. Let's see. Quick news. We'll start off with, and this is just interesting. This was supposed to be on last episode, but they got lost in all of the stuff that I have on my computer and my phone all floating around. But this has to do with a neighborhood ninja related death.
Neighborhood Ninjas posted, this week we lost an incredible member of our community, Jonathan Brown. John was the kind of person who was always there for anyone who needed a hand. He never backed down from a challenge, so it was no surprise that he took first place for males in our first ever Pull-Ups for Playgrounds fundraiser competition 2 years ago. Last year, he amazed us all by taking first place for male with over 700 pull-ups in 1 hour.
That's insane. Sad. And it goes on for a while, but our condolences to that community. It sounds like he was a pretty awesome guy.
They did say John's passing is a reminder that no matter how strong we are, we don't need to face all of life's obstacles alone. Let's keep looking out for each other, check in when something feels off, and never hesitate to reach out for help, for a conversation, or for support. If someone you know is struggling right now or ever, please call or text 988.
Oh, I did not realize it was mental health related. That puts things in an entirely different perspective for me. Next up, this is a news story related to one of the first podcasters that I ever listened to back in the day, Margaret Schlachter.
AKA Dirt in Your Skirt.
Yeah, who was the head of Mud Run Guide way back in the day. So she got married. Congratulations to her. It looked like it was a beautiful wedding up in Vermont, I think.
That's awesome.
And we found out about this because why?
I don't know.
And Carolyn Clifford was there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, you might know the person who got married. It's Margaret Schlachter. I'm like, yes, she was there for one of my first like Ultra OCR finishes. And yeah, very nice.
Tough Mudder Europe posted, "What tough spuds you turned out to be. You dug deep and reaped the rewards. Go grab your spuds in store now. Tough Mudder Subway."
So it's got it. So Subway is now carrying potatoes.
I did not know that. Like,
But, I mean, that must be it. Maybe potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Okay.
Nothing.
I've never heard that before.
Okay, yes, you have. Lord of the Rings. We gotta watch those movies again, Caitlin.
Oh.
Just outed yourself. But very interesting because it's a video of people going through Mud Mile and picking up potatoes, and they have headbands that say either
Subway.
I think they say Spudway.
That's funny.
Which is even funnier. They're going all in on these potatoes.
Remember when we saw Subway in Italy?
Oh, that was a terrifying mascot. Yeah. Next up, also Tough Mudder related, but this one less optimistic. This one was kind of stupid.
Oh, Tough Mudder. Was this in an email?
Yeah, it looks like it.
From Forest Carson, Colorado.
Also, shout out to Melissa Linden for posting this in the community so we can all make fun of them.
Colorado's alpine air turned brutal as Tough Mudder hit Forest Carson, sending athletes into a high-altitude hellscape. What's wrong with it?
Just read through it.
They fought through frigid water crossings, clawed up steep mountain trails, and powered past shock obstacles that tested every muscle under thin air. Only the strongest survived the 24-hour assault of the Tough Mudder. Those who finished earned more than a headband. They earned respect in a venue built to punish.
So I want you to find out at least one thing wrong with this.
Oh, the obstacles that tested every muscle under thin air?
Well, no, this was in Colorado. So this thin air in Colorado, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's AI because of the dashes.
Okay.
Is it not called Forest Carson?
No, it's Fort Carson.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So because some idiot misspelled it, it said Forest Carson. So they imagined that it was a forest, like, oh, and the trees and this. Also, Caitlin, this wasn't a 24-hour event.
Yeah, the 24. Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that. So, hot take, whoever came up with this AI slop should fucking be fired. This is embarrassing. Like, how do you use AI?
You need to use AI responsibly.
Yes, this is absolute garbage. So maybe they're doing it for the engagement, maybe this and that. It makes you look super unprofessional. And the whole Tough Mudder intern, it's a joke because why are like the leaders in our sport pathetic in these ways? Hire qualified people. Get the job done right.
Like, that is really harsh.
It is, but it's just so frequent and it's funny, but it's a symptom of like how unorganized they are and everything. It's sad. But something that's not sad is people's reaction when I get the 2026 Tough Mudder medal. You don't actually scratch. You can't scratch the screen.
How long are they going to tease this medal for?
So I saw the actual picture in the community group.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
It look like?
It's like that, but brighter. I don't know, it's a medal. It doesn't matter to me because we're not going to be able to get a Tough Mudder medal because they don't have one like within 6 hours of us.
Oh, is that? But the medal will keep the same vibe for WTM, right?
Probably.
And maybe one of us will be earning a medal.
I hope so. Although you haven't signed up yet, have you?
No.
Wow.
Somebody told me
it's not getting any cheaper.
Somebody told me they have a discount code.
Is that right?
But they never gave it to me.
Next up, we have a World Pentathlon update from UK OCR. And they posted, while I was busy with life yesterday, UIPM, which is World Pentathlon, quietly dropped a statement on their website. You can see the pictures announcing that FISO, aka World Obstacle Federation Internationale de Sports de Obstacles, has voted to fully integrate into the UIPM family following their congress in Sweden. So if you listen to last episode, I believe it was last episode, when I had USA OCR on, they quietly did not voice their response with how they felt about UIPM, but I will at a later date when it becomes obvious how corrupt and everything they are. But it says, now here at UKOCR, we understood that national governing bodies around the world had only agreed to discuss integration, not formally vote it through. Maybe we're wrong, but if we're confused, we reckon others are too. And then there's the bit about decluttering the World Championship calendar. So where does that leave? Oh God, what is that flag?
Italy? No.
Ireland. I should know that. 50-50 shot, though. It's similar there. The incredible team in Ireland prepping for FISO World Championships in 2026, the Spartan World Championships, the original OCRWC, which is now OCRCWC in May in Australia. I don't like our sport being taken over by them. I find them to be extremely parasitic, but I also couldn't give two shits about the Olympics in general. So my thoughts, but
I love the Olympics.
Concerning, I think. So Miriam Guillot-Boisset posted, from world champion to citizen of a new nation, clean, free, unstoppable. And she said, today I officially became a citizen of Liberland, not just a country, a symbol, a land of freedom, responsibility, and innovation. And I'm going to be honest, I had to read a little bit about what Liberland is, because I had never heard of it before. But look at her. She said that she's proud to represent a nation that dares to dream bigger, chooses sovereignty, and stands for life lived fully, wildly, and consciously.
That's awesome.
So good for her. You found this one, Caitlin?
Yep. The Colorado gal posted, welcome to one of Colorado's most unhinged endurance events. It's the Taco Bell 50K Ultra Marathon. It's 31 miles, 10 Taco Bells, and a whole lot of questionable life choices. Runners have to eat from at least 9 of the 10 Taco Bells, keep every single receipt and wrapper as proof of stupidity, and finish under 11 hours. By stop 4, you're required to have consumed a chalupa or a Crunchwrap Supreme. By stop 8, a Burrito Supreme or Nacho Bell Grande. No Pepto, no shortcut, and apparently no common sense.
I don't think I've ever wanted to do an event so badly in my life. I'm not ready for it now, both my stomach and my fitness, but good Lord, does that sound absolutely incredible.
I think I would have diarrhea.
Yeah, Imodium.
Would that DQ you, though? You can't take Pepto.
Preemptively?
Take Imodium?
I don't know. It's like a performance enhancer, technically, I guess. And next up, I saw this not too long before recording, and I think I might actually order one. Oh, wait, yeah, sorry. Before that, though...
Obstacle Racing Media posted last chance to qualify for the largest Savage race payout of the year. Next Savage Pro race, October 11th, Dallas, Texas. This is the final opportunity to qualify for the Florida Fall. Oh, payout for first place, $2,500.
For the Florida Fall,
yes.
Yep.
Second place, $1,500. Third place, $1,000. Fourth place, $750. And fifth place, $500.
Yeah, I admittedly haven't been following as closely this year, but it sounds like their Pro Series kind of disintegrated. It's not like a championship event anymore, but they are pumping a lot of money into this event.
It does say to be eligible for Florida Fall payouts, you must complete at least one Savage Pro race in 2025.
Yep, and your last opportunity, again, is in Dallas. And now the shirt one that I was talking about, Kelly Sullivan she's been partnered with them for a while, but Titan 6 Actual. And they posted, bold, powerful, and unapologetic. Kelly Sullivan's Lady Justice designs land now on men's and women's Endure and Breeze tees. Don't forget they're also currently available in sports bras and hoodies as well. I guess lately I could probably use a sports bra, but yeah. How cool is that? So it's Lady Justice. Yeah. It's got Lady Justice there. Yeah. With a sword and a scale. Mm-hmm. Shows her being active in the shirt. And then on the back it says...
Justice inclines her scale so that the wisdom comes at the price of suffering.
By who?
Aeschylus?
Yeah, I'm not even too sure about this one.
Oh, I thought you were testing me.
Aeschylus, I'm going to say. But I had to look it up, and I'm pretty sure it's from a grand epic. It's from like an old... I know I googled it. Agamemnon.
The movie?
The Greek tragedy, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's a real thing?
Yeah.
Did not know that. The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, top 3 elite Spartan beasts from...
Estoril?
For the men, in third place, Jonathan Garcia. In second place, Eduardo Hervey. And
Eduard.
Oh.
Right?
Hervey. And in first place, Gregory Basilico. And for the women, in third place, her Instagram just says C.
No, it's a Basilica running or Valkyra running. Okay.
In second place... Inez Thurvanod Matati. Matat. Wow. And in first place, Katrine Leveraz.
Yeah, congratulations to them. And then also the Spartan Super World Championship podiums. Also, I'm aware there's some other events, but we're waiting for the OC report to update their thing, so I'm not looking around like a crazy person trying to find these podiums.
For the men, in third place, Manuel Defoe. In second place, Eugenio Garniz. And in first place, friend of the pod, Joshua Reed.
Yeah, my former coach. Big fan of him. Which, by the way, someone called him Scrawny. And if you're calling him Scrawny, I don't know what Jack is.
In third place for the woman, Claudia Bongiovanni. Mm-hmm. In second place, Rose Wetzel. And in first place, Annie Doobie.
Who's on an absolute tear. Awesome. Well, that was quite a bit. I thought I didn't have enough news stories. And here we are, 16 minutes later. We'll have to cut that down a little bit. 5 secret links down below. But let's get to what this episode is all about. So we met Alex Katz while working at the New England OCR Expo and loved hearing about neighborhood ninjas and what they're all about. So she reached out saying that she had an event upcoming held at Ultimate Obstacles, which is actually where we've been having the expo the past couple of years. Caitlin, how did the interview go?
It went well. She is very easy to talk to. She answers your questions and then some, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Like, you want a chatty interviewee. But no, I think it went well.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's get to the interview with Alex.
So let's start off with your name and where you're from.
Yeah, so I'm Alex Katz. I'm the director of Neighborhood Ninjas. I'm originally from Connecticut, but currently live in good old Austin, Texas, which is great this time of year as it starts to get colder.
That is really nice. Even this morning when I was getting to work, it was like 45 degrees out. I was like, how?
Yeah, it's a no for me.
Yep, nope. So how long have you been in Texas for?
My husband and I moved down here, I want to say in 2021. So we've been here ever since. Absolutely love it. But since we're building a Ninja Fit playground in Massachusetts right now, I'm basically back in Massachusetts every month. So I feel like I never really left.
Fair. That's kind of a nice perk of the job, right? You like live in Texas full time. You still get your New England fix.
Yep, October, leaves changing and then disappear for the whole winter. So.
Yep, sounds lovely. But let's also talk about a little bit about your personal background in obstacle course racing or ninja.
Yeah, so I started in OCR back in like 2014, 2015. I actually was in grad school in Rhode Island at the time. So I moved from Connecticut to Rhode Island. And I don't know how much you know about Rhode Island, but it's a smaller state. Everybody's known each other for the most part, like their whole lives. And I was in actually a grad school cohort of like 18 people. And I think 14 of them grew up together. And then there were 4 of us from around the state. Yeah. And I was like, Connecticut's not that far. But, I was really looking for a sense of community outside of just being in grad school. And I grew up as a competitive track and cross country athlete. I was on New England. So I'd always loved fitness. I played basketball, volleyball. Like if there was a sport besides swimming, you name it, I would do it. And then during college, I was experiencing housing and food insecurity, and I was working 80-hour weeks, and I was doing all the things, and I partially tore my Achilles. And so I basically stopped doing anything active. Like it just did not exist for me for a couple of years. And then my senior year of college, I was like, wow, I don't know if I can even run a mile. This is wild. And
oh my gosh.
A friend of mine, actually, she signed up for a Spartan race, and I was like, what is that? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? And she invited me to come with her and fell in love immediately, first race. And when I moved out to grad school, a couple months later, I was like, that was cool. Are there more of those? Are there people that do these? Can I make friends that do these? And so it just became my whole life. You know how it goes, right? Where you're traveling to different states every weekend and you're doing all of these competitions and you've got your group and you're training and you're out in the woods for hours. And it was literally my entire life. And I was coaching at Laid Back Fitness at the time too. And they started a ninja class. And then I was like, what's that? And then I watched Ninja Warrior and, saw Casey Catanzaro do the thing that she did where she, made history and became the first woman. And I did what everybody does where they're like, that looks easy. I could do that. And then moved back to Connecticut. There was no OCR community, but was right? But there was a ninja gym that just opened up and I was like, yes, the stars are aligning, like between seeing the show and this and that, all these pieces. I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. And that's kind of how I started getting into ninja and kind of shifted over from OCR to ninja and then shifted back into OCR to kind of have a good blend between the two because I realized I missed it,
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Side note, what were you in grad school for?
It's a great question. I feel like I tried to block out grad school. Like, what was this? So I went to like undergrad I double majored in psychology and Spanish. And I was kind of somewhere between like, I want to be a social worker. I want to be a therapist. I want to work in education. I could not figure out what I wanted to do. And so I actually picked a program in higher education that kind of had more of like a counseling, like social worky kind of focus to it. And so actually like with my own kind of struggles with food and housing insecurity in college, I realized that I wanted to focus on creating programs that currently didn't exist to support students in similar positions. So specifically what we call independent students, where they don't fit into traditional programs. Like sometimes independent students are in foster care, but not always. So there's a big population of students that are experiencing family estrangement or, were legally emancipated, stuff like that, where they don't have a FAFSA, they don't have places to live, they have zero parent support. And there's a big gap in that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to do that. I'm going to focus on providing support for these students and creating a mentorship program. And I actually did all that, and it was great. But while I was in grad school, I also was like, I kind of want to be a physical therapist. So
oh my gosh.
I was finding, ways to like kind of put more nutrition and physical fitness and those types of classes into my master's course load. I was finding ways that I could make it relate,
my goodness,
like health and wellness program design and all of these different pieces, so I could have that background, and actually got my first personal training job back in 2014 at the time as well. And so I was simultaneously working in both fields because I just wanted to be in that space. I wanted to coach OCR. I wanted to, do personal training. And I'm somebody who doesn't like to have to choose. So I'm kind of like, how can I do a little bit of all of the things instead of a lot of one thing?
That makes sense. That's what a journey. That is absolutely crazy. I'm actually a special education teacher. My husband's a BCBA. My college roommate / best friend, she works in res life for college dorms. So cool. All of that I know a little bit about, but that must have kept you very busy.
So it's funny. I actually did a summer internship in res life, and so definitely can appreciate you're playing essentially dorm parent to all of these students. And so actually, one of the jobs that I really wanted, was back in Connecticut. There's a program. It was a college access program for high schoolers in the foster care system.
Oh wow!
And I actually worked for it my senior year of college as kind of like a summer counselor. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to come back and run this program at my undergrad. And then I'm also going to start this other program to work with the college side of things to help the students. And so basically went on this whole journey, did all the internships in grad school. I did health and wellness program development, res life. Oh my gosh, I was everywhere. What did I do? Academic advising. I did so many things. And then I was coaching at, Laid Back Fitness and Unleashed. If you remember Unleashed,
yes.
I coached at Unleashed. I did all the things on the side. And then fast forward a couple years. I also worked in suicide prevention. I was everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Mental and physical wellness space. And then I ended up getting the very job at my undergrad that I set out to get. And all this combination of things was perfect. And as part of it, I worked with high schoolers in the foster care system from all over the state. And there were 50 of them roughly that came and lived on campus with me for a summer. So the res life experience definitely helped. But I think I was 26 at the time. So I don't know who thought that was a good idea to put me in charge of them. But I did all of our, I did curriculum development, extracurriculars. I planned all the things. And this was kind of when I first started my ninja journey. I was transitioning from OCR to ninja, and they thought it was super cool. And a really big lesson that I wanted to talk to them about was I actually had a fear of heights and water. And when I say fear, it was more trauma from, almost dying. I almost drowned.
Oh my gosh.
And so that's what got me in, I think, really also to ninja, because you watch the show and you're like, it's high and it's above water. And those are all the things that I'm afraid of all together. And so I was always trying to be an example for them of hey, your fears, your traumas, your life experiences, all of these things don't have to define you. We can choose to rebuild at any point. And so I really kind of got more and more into it as also a way to show them that and help them kind of on their own journey. And, I was doing that, and then I developed the college program that I mentioned I wanted to do, and I had a really big caseload, and it was awesome. And then COVID hit and lost the grant. The 2 gyms I was coaching got shut down. But it was honestly the best thing that could have happened at the same time for me, not for the program. But right. But for me in that moment, because I'd kind of been doing Neighborhood Ninjas on the side for 2.5, 3 years at that point. We were doing scholarships and mentorships and programs for youth. And then COVID happened and I'm like, okay, well, now what do we do? And I just pivoted and used all my skills to start a business. And then also leaned into Neighborhood Ninjas, which is a nonprofit, and really, started creating amazing things. And then we moved down to Austin and now here we are. So it's been quite a journey.
That is absolutely wild. As we're starting to talk about Neighborhood Ninjas, can you just tell everybody that's listening what Neighborhood Ninjas are?
That's a great question. So Neighborhood Ninjas, we are a nonprofit organization. We've been around since 2018-ish, and we started out actually as a scholarship and mentorship program, essentially. So my first year qualifying for the World Ninja League Championships was in 2018, and I could not afford to go. And I was actually a scholarship kid growing up. I was, this 3-sport varsity athlete that relied heavily on scholarships to be able to do athletics. And that was a huge, what we call protective factor for me and for many other kids, where you're going through kind of a lot of adversity in childhood and you have this one really stable thing with mentors and consistency and just purpose that just helps you with overcoming the other stuff that you're dealing with. And so I had a ninja friend that was like, hey, I want you to have this experience. Let me sponsor you. And actually, I would like to sponsor some other kids too. And I was like, wait, I love this, because as a scholarship kid, I'm like, this is amazing. And so we started with that. I think we funded 15 kids our first year to be able to compete. And then from there, we've been doing that every year since. But we also started a mentorship program that we ran for a couple of years. During COVID, it was amazing. Everybody was meeting on Zoom regularly, and it was a great form of connection. And then we also started what we call our community days, which is basically where we're working with youth, especially youth in foster care, juvenile justice programs, or honestly just youth that kind of struggle with how they overcome obstacles in day-to-day life. And we basically work with them to help rewire how their brains deal with obstacles and setbacks. So we're working on their self-talk in real time, helping them reframe, helping them build better communication skills, more confidence in themselves, all sorts of things that I'm sure you can appreciate in the line of work that you're in. Yes. And so, we started doing our community days. We've been doing that for years. And then during COVID, Whitney, our board president, she lived in Wilmington, Delaware at the time. She actually just moved to Tennessee, but at the time she was in Wilmington. And she was like, what Wilmington could use? Because she actually moved there because it was referred to as Murder Town, USA a couple of years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Not a lot of safe places for kids to ride bikes, and teens needed more productive things to do. And she was like, what would be really great, especially with gyms being closed and social distancing and everything, is if we could build a playground that's different than normal playgrounds. It's geared for adults, and we could do tons of free community programs, events, classes, all sorts of things at it. And so that's exactly what we did. We brought together a bunch of ninja and OCR athletes, worked with a company called Landscape Structures, and designed this 15 obstacle course called the Ninja Fit Playground, and built that in 2024. May 2024 was our grand opening, and we've done dozens of free community programs and classes and all sorts of things since then. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to the last couple of years.
That's incredible. And the fact that she specifically went to an area that clearly needed community outreach, and for somebody to care. Sometimes all it takes is one person to be like, hey, let's do better than this. And then think about it, the adults are going to this gym, right? And then it almost trickles down, right? They have family members or kids or smaller people in their lives hey, let's check out this gym, or let's check out this playground.
Yeah, there's a huge trickle down effect. We started doing classes for moms, and a lot of times we see moms that are struggling with their self-talk, their confidence. They don't think they're strong. Maybe they're struggling with body image. And we've literally been helping them reframe all of that and catch their self-talk in real time. And we've heard from the moms that do these free classes that it's literally changing how they parent, which is super cool.
That's amazing.
Like it's when their kids are dealing with, you know, an obstacle in school or life or something that they don't know how they're going to get through. They're using the tools that we're teaching them. And then on top of that, you know, outside of our programs, we're seeing whole families using this playground together. So they're, you know, challenging each other, helping each other overcome obstacles in real time. And it's become kind of a new after school activity that they can do where, you know, in the past when Whitney would go to the playground, for example, she's a mom of 3. As a ninja, she's of course doing pull-ups on things she shouldn't be doing pull-ups on. But most moms, she's watching and they're just, or parents in general, they're just sitting on the bench, right? And they're like on their phones and they're watching the kids play instead of actually being active with them. So we're trying to really redefine what that looks like here.
I absolutely love that. And I know that you guys, obviously building a playground cannot be a cheap thing to fundraise for. I know in the past you've done online competitions and silent auctions, but what are some of the other methods that you guys have used to fundraise?
Yeah, good question. Actually, I don't think I even mentioned it, but we're currently building another playground.
Oh, yes.
We're in the middle of building one in Lee, Massachusetts in the Berkshires. So when you ask about fundraising, that is my life right now. Let me tell you all the things. So it's not cheap for sure. I mean, you look at it, it's the warranty is amazing. The stuff's powder coated, so it doesn't get hot. But in general, playgrounds are not cheap, but they last forever, right? We don't build them out of wood or like remember the hot like aluminum slides that would just burn you on the way down?
We had a playground next to my house growing up, and in the summer we used to bring like wax paper over to go down the slide because 1, the wax paper made you go faster, but 2, the slide would get so hot and your butt would just burn.
Yeah, I totally missed out on the wax paper memo as a kid. Now I kind of want to go find an aluminum slide and try it just to see how fast I go.
It's never too, I'm sure they exist.
Never too late. Yeah, no, I will find one. I'll keep you posted.
Yes, please do.
But yeah, so it's the material. It's great. It's powder coated. It's got an amazing warranty. It'll last in pretty much any climate, which is great. We got 15 obstacles here. And then what's also really cool is the surfacing. We're done with the wood chips. We are using, it's called pour in place rubber. And it's super cool because what's great about it is since the stuff's 12 feet high, it has a 12-foot fall rating, which means it's bouncy. So I wouldn't try this at home or at the playground, but I may have practiced, dropping from things to see just like how safe it is. Like obviously we're not encouraging people to jump off of it or drop off of it, but like it's way different than, I remember when we were kids and we would like jump off of the swing, right, as the swing was going, and you land in the mulch, and now you got scrapes and you got mulch in your shoes, and this doesn't do that. It's more like a soft landing, a little bit bouncy. I wouldn't say like full trampoline status, definitely not, but much safer. So all of that, that's what we're fundraising for. And so we have a ton of different options for like sponsorships, online fundraisers, donations, tons of things that we do to reach that goal.
Perfect. What are some of the more unusual fundraisers that you've had?
Good question. So we do something called pull-ups for playgrounds, which I don't know how many pull-up fundraiser competitions you've been a part of. Besides ours.
Yes.
Right. So last 2 years, basically the format of it was who could do the most pull-ups in 1 hour. That was the competition.
Oh my gosh.
And last year we did it live with Jessie Graff. Actually, 2 years ago, we did it live with Jessie Graff. Guess how many pull-ups she did in an hour?
I don't even want to guess because I don't want to be like, I feel like if you go too low, it's like insulting and I don't want to shoot too high. But in an hour, I'm going to say 120.
So I'll tell you what I did.
Okay.
So I did 290.
Oh my God. Okay.
Ish, roughly. We'll say that. We rounded up a little, but like, yeah.
Okay. So like 400? I have.
Pretty close. Yeah. She was like in the high 300s.
That is insane.
And so it was like her, Whitney, and I on the live together. And, Whitney and I were running the live, so I'm sure we probably could have caught her, right? If we, of course, clearly. But no, so she did way more than we did. But it was, at the end of it, we couldn't even move. It was just, I was just on the ground for a week, like find me at the playground.
Yep.
But so it was cool, to do that. And one of the ways that we raise money with it is to see who could do the most pull-ups in an hour. So we have prizes per age division. So we've got kids, teens, adults, and masters. And then we took that a step further, and we're also giving prizes for the gym that collectively does the most pull-ups. So, like, get all your members together. Everyone has 10 minutes, record their pull-ups. And let's say you get, like, 100 people to do it, right? And they all do pull-ups. We're going to add up the pull-ups from all those 100 people, and whichever gym has the most, they also get prizes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but wait, there's more. So, and then we also do prizes for the most money raised. So a lot of people are like, I'm still learning pull-ups. What if I can't do pull-ups, but I want to participate? They can fundraise. They can either fundraise for themselves or sponsor a friend's pull-ups. But we do prizes for both the gym and the individual that raises the most money. And last year we had like hundreds of dollars worth of prizes like OCR and Ninja type holds, Spartan race passes, merch, all sorts of things. Yeah.
That's incredible. If people want to either learn more about the pull-ups for Playgrounds event or to donate financially, where should they go?
They should go to neighborhoodninjas.org/P4P3. And just to let everybody know too, this year we changed it up a little bit. So instead of an hour, it's just 10 minutes. How many pull-ups can you do in 10 minutes? And so it's only $10 to register. So another fun fact is that everyone who registers gets entered into a raffle. So we've got a $100 gift card from Fit Bar that's going to be a part of this raffle, and more prizes to be announced. But literally $10 entry, you're up for that, $100 gift card. May or may not be a bunch of Spartan race codes thrown in there for all our OCR people. And on top of that, for every $100 that you raise, we're also going to give you 2 Spartan race codes.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's a good deal. Yeah.
That is a good deal. That's incredible. So I know your Pull-Ups for Playgrounds event is happening this month, right? October?
Yeah, so we've got actually Pull-Ups for Playgrounds nationally is happening all of October until November 1st. And anyone, anywhere, at any time can compete. They just do your 10 minutes of pull-ups, take a video, send it to us. You can email or DM. And then along with that, just let us know how many pull-ups you think you did. I will probably watch and count, but please let me know just in case. And that makes you eligible for pull-up prizes. And then on top of that, we have a special pop-up location happening.
Ooh.
Yes, at one of our favorite gyms. Can you guess where it is? It's in Massachusetts. We may or may not have met there.
I'm so terrible. What is it called? Don't tell me.
There might be it's got the word obstacles in the name.
I know. The first thing I thought of was Obstacle Wonderland, and I know that that's the event in New York, and now my brain is just like stuck.
It's like that thing in SpongeBob where like everything's on fire and it's like, where's the file?
Yes.
It's literally my brain all the time. Yeah. Yep. So we're going to be at Ultimate Obstacles.
Ultimate Obstacles. Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't know where that went in my brain.
No, you're good. I love it. I know you're like, I'm everywhere. But yeah, we're going to be at Ultimate Obstacles on Saturday, November 1st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the New England OCR Expo is really awesome, and they're supporting this cause and, trying to get a lot of the Expo members to come out for it, because we are going to have such a good time. Not only are we doing the competition, which is, who can do the most in 10 minutes, and we're going to cheer each other on. And it's going to be,
I love that.
Kind of like a deco where it's like short and sweet and like you can go all out. But on top of that, we're going to have vendors.
Ooh.
Yes. We're going to have vendors, and we're going to have a costume contest because it's Halloween weekend. So we got to do that.
Even better.
Mm-hmm. And word on the street is the best costume also gets a bunch of Spartan race codes, not just one, but a bunch.
Oh my gosh. That is going to be so fun.
Mm-hmm. I may or may not be in my unicorn onesie. That's like my signature thing that I do, to the point where honestly, if I just didn't dress up, that would seem like a costume because I'm always in the onesie.
That's fair. So can you remind me of the date? November
Yep. So it's Saturday, November 1st from 10 to 1. So basically how it's going to work, we're going to come on in. We've got some speakers. We are going to have like a vendor village, the same kind of similar to like, if you've been to the New England OCR Expo, the way that they have vendors set up on the schoolyard side, that is what we're going to do as well. We're going to have the schoolyard side and have all that set up. Then we are going to do our competition over on that side of the building also. So we're all going to be on that side. We've got a rig that we're setting up for it.
Okay.
Yes. And then, there's a really cool thing that we're doing. So not only are we going to be announcing the winners of the competition, but we're also going to be hopefully announcing which obstacles the expo and Ultimate Obstacles will be sponsoring on this new playground that we're building.
Oh, that's incredible. That is huge news.
I'm super excited about it.
Do you know yet? Like, is that information you have in your brain that you're just not allowed to say yet? Or is it still like up for debate?
So I honestly don't know. So we have this cool thing that we do with the playground where anyone who sponsors at $5,000 or more gets a permanent sign on the playground. If you see these like big signs right here.
Yep.
They get a sign with their business logo and QR code to their website that's literally going to live there forever. So people like 70 years from now can be like, "Ooh, Ultimate Obstacles, what's that?" and scan the QR code and it takes them right to the website.
That's amazing. And what a perk for people who maybe people, not obviously $5,000, that's a lot of money, right? But for companies and organizations that have $5,000 to donate and like free $5,000, but like free advertising for the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, and they get to table at all of our events, and we do social media, and there's a whole bunch of other things that we do for them as well. But the advertising is huge because like I do one of my side gigs that I picked up 2 years ago to pay for my weddings, actually in event marketing.
Okay.
And we will pay like $1,000 to be at one event for 4 hours. Not Neighborhood Ninjas, but like the company that I work for, they will literally pay $1,000 to be at an event for 4 hours, or like $1,000 to be somewhere for a weekend. And so like I was actually just talking with somebody who does like brand strategy for brands, and she saw the 5,000. She was like, "Wait, that's awesome. Like that's nothing compared to, what they pay to be out in the community and, be up, like you go on a billboard and it's like, what is it, like 20 grand or something? I don't even remember. So it's a lot. I know somebody who does billboards, at least down here in Austin, it's a lot, yeah. So that's one of the perks. There's a lot of other perks, but that's like my favorite one because I think usually sponsors end up on like a banner, which they'll also be on a banner, but like they end up on a banner or a brick or something. We wanted something interactive that could actually benefit their business, and they get to choose what obstacle they sponsor. So all of that being said, I genuinely don't know because they're voting, and it might be something where they vote at the event. Like they have like a prelim vote of like, hey, here's the top 3 obstacles we like, you know what I mean? And then at the event, they're going to place their final votes for which obstacle, and then we're going to unveil it so that, everyone who's a part of both of these organizations can be a part of it.
I absolutely love that. It makes me want to go empty out my bank account and be like, which obstacle can I personally sponsor?
I want to fill my bank account and then go.
Right, that's true. Let me fill it first, and then $5,000 will feel like chump change.
Yeah, but that is basically what I'm doing, right? Is I'm fundraising to like I'm basically sponsoring all these obstacles through like grants and finding businesses to sponsor and do all these things. And so at the expo, or the at the Pull-Ups for Playgrounds event with the hopefully folks from the expo and folks from Ultimate Obstacles, that is what we're going to be doing, is we're going to be fundraising, and then we are going to hopefully help both of them reach their goals of $5,000. I think the Ultimate Obstacles team kids have raised about $4,000 by themselves so far. So they've been doing like pizza at competitions, selling snacks and waters and stuff like that. So, we actually had this kid, he's 11. And when he saw this project, he wanted to get involved and he wanted to help. And he's literally fundraised over $5,000 all by himself, like literally by himself as an 11-year-old. And so that's kind of been my motivation of, it can seem like a lot, but I'm like, if he can do this, then businesses with the resources and the community that they have, if they really want to, they totally can make it happen too. And whenever I'm struggling with fundraising, I'm like, nope, Harry did it, I can do it. And, you know, not to say like I'm better at this than Harry is, but just like how inspiring it is that like an 11-year-old is like, I'm going to go out with like, you know, the resources that I have and I'm going to make this happen. And he made it happen in like 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Super impressive.
That is super impressive. That's amazing. So November 1st, Ultimate Obstacles, people need to be there. I know you said you're working on building a playground in Massachusetts. Do you guys focus like one playground at a time or?
Currently, yeah.
Okay.
If I had some like really big donor that was just like, hey, I'll fund 3, where do you want to put them? We have requests for like 20 different locations right now. But currently, yes, given that like this is not my full-time job. It's full-time hours, but not full-time pay.
I did not realize that this was not your full-time job.
Yeah, this is volunteer.
Oh my gosh.
This is literally volunteer. So I got like a travel stipend from the town because I fly up and down to Massachusetts every month. But no, it's volunteer. So I have literally 2 other jobs, three other jobs that I do on top of this. And I, you know how I said I like to have my hands in multiple things. So I'm still like coaching and I'm still in the holistic health and wellness world, but then I'm also doing like event marketing and those types of things. And the combination allows me to travel and run our programs and build the playgrounds. But right now, my goal is Massachusetts. I want to get this basically off the ground by April so we can start doing our programs in the summer. And yeah, and like as you can see, you know, I'm here and then I'm about to be back up there again on the 1st for the event. And yeah, no, I'm excited about it though, because it's like we got the competition, costume contest, unveiling obstacles, how much money are, you know, and then also the other thing I almost forgot to mention, at the end of it, we're going to have course runs over at the Ultimate Obstacle side. There will be medals and an open house over at the Ultimate Obstacle side too. So if you have any friends that have been like, I've been thinking about playing around with, you know, obstacles or OCR, but I'm not totally sure. This is a great event to bring them to. It's free for them to just like come on in. But everybody who attends, they do get entered into that raffle. So
that's incredible. What a perk. And I feel like you said that it's like free for them to come in, but like donate $10. Like
donate $10 for the raffle for sure.
Yes.
I know, but I do want to get people there. You know what I mean? Like I never want cost to, and that's part of why we're doing $10 this year. Like we never want cost to be a barrier for people who want to do something good or to participate in the community.
No, that makes sense. And then let's circle away from neighborhood ninjas for a moment. And you mentioned getting married, and I feel like I saw somewhere, were you guys dating for like a very long time before you got married?
A long time, yeah. So we got together in 2012 and we technically got married in 2024. May or may not have eloped in 2022. I don't know. But like either way, it was at least 10 years. I don't know who said that.
Okay, because Mike and I met I have to do the math. We met in 2012. We started dating in 2013, and then we got married in 2022. So we were together for also a big chunk of time. Like we lived together. Cool. Like, had a cat together. Like, so, but congratulations on publicly getting married.
Thanks. Yeah, we were together kind of similar, like 2012, had cats, dogs, you name it, like moved states multiple times, did all of the things. And then, yeah, I don't know what happened, but then one day we were just like, okay, are we doing this? And we were like, yeah, sure. And then we did it. I mean, we didn't like want to spend all the money on a big wedding. So we were like, okay, let's just do something down here, make it romantic, go elope.
I love that.
Yeah. And so we did that. I do think it was actually 2023 that we did that. And then the following year we were like, oh, actually, we kind of wanted to share this moment with people. And so maybe we could do that. And so we got married in upstate New York where his aunt lives on a lake. So we did it in her backyard.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty. So our honeymoon was actually driving from Austin to upstate New York and trying to stop at like national parks and stuff on the way.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, it was quite the adventure. We brought our dogs too. So just that whole, people were like, "Well, you did that and you didn't get divorced." And then so it was it was kind of good for us. Like we did the drive down here when we moved down here in 2021, right? And then kind of just doing it again in this capacity, and just all the teamwork that you gotta have when you're driving 8-9 hours a day, and then you've got these two dogs that like don't know how to be in public. So
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Mike and I have never driven that far. We drove to upstate New York once a long time ago from where we live. It's like 4-ish hours, but Mike accidentally, this is like when you had old GPSs, Mike accidentally set the GPS to avoid highways.
Oh no.
So it took us like 12 hours and back roads to get to upstate New York.
Was it scenic at least?
It was, but then it started raining and it got dark and it got dangerous. It was...
That's like our move to Texas, because we've moved like 10 times on our own, entirely on our own.
Oh my gosh.
And the move from Connecticut to Texas, we were like, let's hire a moving company for literally the first time ever. And they bailed on us on our moving date. And we were scrambling. We found this, we need a giant U-Haul because we're only doing this once. We're going all the way across the country. I found something and I'm like, okay, but also our landlord, because we were renting at that time, and we were renting a house in Connecticut, and I'm like, our landlord's going to be here soon. We got to get our stuff out. And I had all these Airbnbs booked. Like, I think our first one was Pennsylvania. And I'm like, well, I already paid for this, and if we miss this date, we're going to miss the next one, and I can't cancel them. So he drove the truck with our dogs, and I drove this like 26-foot U-Haul, which I'd never done, cross-country drive or driven a truck that big before. And we literally left so late, and so it was like the middle of the night, and it was raining, and I couldn't see, and like we're just trying to get to Pennsylvania. And so, like I said, definitely a lot of teamwork involved.
So scary. That's crazy. I had movers cancel on me the day I was moving as well. That must be like common practice.
I'm doing it myself from now on. I'm done. Like, I'll pay people in pizza. Like, I'll have friends come over, but I honestly, it's always just been like him and I think we had friends help maybe once or twice, but we've done 10 moves by ourselves. And, it's a good workout, it's good training. And that's, I think, probably what we're going to do if we move again. It's just us. So it's less stressful. We plan everything.
Yep. Totally fair. And then I also saw that you were recently selected as the Icon Fit magazine's Icon of the Month. Congratulations. How did you earn that? How did that happen?
That's a good question. So when we were talking about Neighborhood Ninjas not being my full-time thing, for a couple years, like 5-ish or so years, I was doing a lot of my own other work outside of this. So I was doing a lot of public speaking. I was running my own business. And then I also had another nonprofit that I'm just currently hibernating a little, but I'm still doing a little bit with it, but not a ton, but just helping other like independent students, helping folks with housing and food insecurity. So I got featured and they did an article on that. And I kind of went through this period where I was just kind of, meeting with people that were running stories, and I was able to get featured there. I got featured in Yahoo for speaking. It was like a whole thing. And it was cool, but I don't know. Then I just kind of stopped doing everything. It's like you think that you want the features of like, hey, you were selected and you got this award and you did this thing, and it was cool and it's definitely helpful. And then I just kind of was like, I'm building this playground in Massachusetts, and that is all that I can focus on. So that's cool that I've really built up all this other stuff, but I kind of just pivoted again, and would love if this playground would win an award, though, because I think that would help us get funding.
Absolutely. I feel like this is something that I like, as you were talking about the fundraiser, I'm like, oh, I could send it to this gym or this gym, because it sounds like an easy thing for them, an easy and quick way to get involved in a community.
Absolutely.
And to give back. Perfect. And then circling back to Neighborhood Ninjas. So are there any other events that we need to put on our calendars for you guys?
Oh, good question. So biggest one, like I said, ultimate obstacles on the first 10 to 1, tons of ways to win prizes. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then actually, since I'm up there, because I like to stack my trips, we are also the very next day doing basically the same event at Souls Fitness in Lee, Massachusetts. So if there's any like OCR folks in the Berkshires that are listening to this that want to be a part of that, that's going to be 10 to 12. And we're going to have, actually a pull-up clinic where we're going to teach people how to do pull-ups. We'll have vendors,
that's awesome.
pizza, all the things. So that's another one that's happening.
That's awesome. Can I ask a quick question that I probably should have asked you earlier in this interview? How did you guys determine that Lee, Massachusetts was your next playground?
Yeah, good question. They asked, honestly.
Okay.
They saw, so we're in the age of we do the things and we post the things on social media.
Yep.
And so that's what we did with Delaware. And they saw the impact that we were having in Delaware. And they were like, cool, we need this here. Like, we have a lot of teens that are struggling with mental health and social isolation and substance use. And they wanted something that would really encourage more community building, physical activity, healthy lifestyles, but also they liked our programming and they wanted us to bring that there. And we're actually in the middle of a big partnership that we're working on with an organization in Massachusetts that I don't know if I can name yet, but it's a big one, if you can guess it. And it operates nationally, but it's like got slightly different letters in every state, but it's pretty much the same thing. If you can guess it, I'm not telling you, but big partnership with them where we're actually going to be an official intervention program for them, which I like literally, we were talking about this whole trajectory, this whole career trajectory for me and how I like was trying to figure out how to combine all of the things. And so even though technically like this does not pay my bills, it is cool for me considering it like a career trajectory to see the impact that it's had and to see the way in which like it's basically gained traction and credibility to the point where we now have all these requests for playgrounds. We have a very well-known and established organization that wants to use us as an intervention program. We have all these amazing testimonials. There's a juvenile justice program we work with in Delaware that's seen really incredible results with their youth from working with us. And so, so they saw all that and they were like, yeah, can we have this here? And I was like, that sounds great. Let's do it. And here we are.
That's incredible. I love that. And then do you have any sponsors or people that you'd like to thank?
For sponsoring the playground?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's okay if you don't, because I know when you start listing things, you're like, oh, I hope I don't forget. So
my like Grammy Award, me list all these people. I know I'm like racking my brain for all them. Well, so, there are a lot of banks in the Lee area and the Berkshire area that want to get on board with this and, are being really incredible. And I definitely will be thanking them when we do our build and our grand opening. There's a lot of businesses in the area that have been really amazing that a lot of them they have not officially sent in the sponsorship yet. So I'm like, do I name them? Do I not?
Right.
But like I will say Berkshire United Way is one that did sponsor and has already donated, and that's awesome. And there's also this place called the Inn at Stockbridge, which is like the cutest little inn that I've ever seen. Like all their rooms are themed, and the owners used to work on the set of American Ninja Warrior, and they're sponsoring. I know, it's so cool. Like what a small world.
I was just gonna say that's like, what's the word? Like not meant to be, but like
sickly though. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And then, I mentioned Ultimate Obstacles and the New England OCR Expo. They're both working on being able to sponsor an obstacle. So like I said, Ultimate's almost there. They fundraised, I think, like 4,000 out of 5,000. So at this point, I consider them to be a sponsor. And then like I said, the Expo, and I know they've got their next event coming up March 28th. And so, I'm really excited for that because, like I said, at this event, hopefully we're going to reveal the obstacle that they sponsor. And if not, then we're hopefully going to be able to do it by the time that the expo actually rolls around, which will be right before our build. So
that's
I'd be
awesome.
super grateful. Yeah.
That is amazing. And then one more thing, your bio said to ask about Max Living chiropractic in Tech Ridge. So here I am asking you.
I love that. Yeah, so that's one of my other jobs that I do. So I work for a holistic chiropractor down here in Austin and absolutely love being there. And we do like metabolic and gut testing. And I've kind of also pivoted a lot of my health coaching that I was doing over to her practice. And so I don't know if you know this, like I broke my back twice. And
oh my gosh.
I was just part of like this whole, trajectory of things for me. And
can I ask you how? Like how
you can, but it's one of those things where I'm always just like, I don't know, life.
Okay.
I will say, here's what I will say. So growing up, I had really bad scoliosis. So like where your spine curves in one direction and another direction, like an S. And then I had kyphosis, which is like the hunchback situation. I had both of those. And so I was in constant pain literally all the time. And I remember growing up, it was like, well, your options are like surgery or a brace or physical therapy. And like I did physical therapy for most of my life and it did not fix it. It did not help.
No.
Which like for me, because for some people, the issue is structural. For some people, the issue is muscular and we can retrain muscularly, but sometimes it's just so structural. And I don't know if you know, but you've got all these nerves that come out of your spine that control every system in your body, right? Like digestive system, brain. Like if your C1 vertebrae behind your ear is off even 1 degree, that can cause vertigo. Fun fact.
Oh, that is a fun fact.
Mm-hmm. So I'd had all this stuff, right, going on with my back. And then I think that made it like more susceptible for fractures to happen. So I had I had a compression fracture in my thoracic and then I broke my lumbar twice. And then I herniated discs. And then fast forward, I actually had a massage therapist that tore my sciatic nerve and my hamstring and my calf all at once in like 2018, like right when I started Ninja. So I had 3 toes that didn't move for years. And I had like really rapid degeneration in my leg. And I went to all these specialists and for my back, for my leg, I did all the things and nobody could figure out how to fix it or what was going on. And then I met Dr. Sarah, who runs Max Living, and she's super holistic and she got my toes moving. She's got me like function. Yeah, it's great. And I've seen there was one girl I met at a networking event. She had IBS and she was on all these meds, saw all these specialists. And again, nobody had looked at her spine and how those nerves were functioning. And we actually do testing to see what's like firing or under firing, not firing. And so anyway, we were able to get her off her medication. She's living her life again. Like it was so bad she wasn't able to work. So that's one of the things that I do and I absolutely love it. And, I had all these clients that I was working with all over the world during COVID. I was doing public speaking pretty much professionally. I was running programs. I was doing all these things. And then I met her and I was like, wait, I want to come be a part of this because just even that holistic approach, looking at the nervous system, looking at the nerves, she was able to provide basically relief and like recovery for me in a way that all these specialists hadn't. And I was like, wait, I love this. I want to be a part of this. So here I am. And that's it.
That's amazing. Is that how you ended up in Texas?
No, honestly, I just wanted to move. I was done with the snow and we have a big yard for our dogs now. We're renting a house. Like it's more affordable to live down here. Austin's incredible. Like there's a lot of stereotypes about Texas and New England, but like if you haven't visited, I highly recommend it because it's incredible. And it's just like this center of entrepreneurship and innovation and healthy living and everyone's holistic and super nice. And it's just really great. And the weather's good. So, that helps. And so we were down here and like I had been coaching on Zoom for years, and I missed being in person. And so I was trying to pay for this wedding, picked up this event marketing job, and I was at this event and I met her and her poster that she had or banner stand thing was talking about autoimmune conditions, which that was another thing that happened. It was like during COVID, I started having MS symptoms. And
oh my gosh.
I was like real sick. It was really bad. We didn't my whole body was shutting down. And I knew enough about the nervous system to be like, could this be related to what's happening with my leg? Like my heart, my brain, or like previous concussion from Ninja? Like, could it be that? And everybody was like, no, here's all this medication. And I was like, I don't want that. Can we fix this? And it wasn't until I got down here and I met her And that was the other thing, like every autoimmune condition that I ever considered that I had, like 0 symptoms now, no MS symptoms.
That's amazing.
My toes are moving. Yeah. So anyway, this is not an ad for her unless you're in Texas, then come see me on that. But like super, super passionate about it just because it just completely changed my life. And like I said, I'd been in all these spaces all these years trying to basically help others. But also I think, it stemmed originally from like, I want to learn all the things to fix myself. And it's just been incredible and I'm super passionate about it. And so grateful that I get to do that too.
That's awesome. And then you do nutrition coaching? Do you do other coaching as well?
Well, I did. I say I do. I do and I did. Like I do. I've dwindled down on it. It's not like it was my full-time thing for years. So nutrition, health coaching, life coaching, personal training, corrective exercise. Like I am certified in all the things and also had, all my professional experience that I kind of combined into that. Mm-hmm. So I was doing that full time and then I pivoted into public speaking and it was awesome because I was speaking literally every single month. I was working with companies. I was speaking to schools. During COVID, I was able to speak with huge organizations like She Recovers Foundation on Zoom.
Wow.
I've worked with Strong Fitness Magazine. And so at that time, I really thought, okay, I'm going to be a full-time professional speaker. And I love doing it. I'm still speaking. I just spoke at an event this week, but I really have pivoted now to just I'm working with Max Living. I have a few clients that I'm still working with, speaking here and there, doing my event marketing job. But it's kind of this accumulation of things that allows me to travel back and forth and do this playground because, I want this to be open to the public by May.
Right. No, that makes sense. And that's totally fair. And then one last question, where can people follow you and Neighborhood Ninjas online?
So this is the other reason I pivoted. I had this big online presence for years.
Ooh.
And then I was just like, I don't anymore. So they can follow Neighborhood Ninjas and they will see plenty of my face there. And they can also DM me through there. Yeah, I got tired of basically coaching through social media and just living my life behind a screen. So that was the other reason I wanted to pivot back into in-person things. I don't do New Year's resolutions, but it was essentially a resolution, I want to say 2 or so years ago where I was like, wow, I'm spending so much time on social media and it's so great that I get to help people and educate people about things like nutrition and things that can help, with their mental health. Mm-hmm. But I'm not living my life. I'm not being present. I'm spending too much time online. And so I was like, you know what? We're going to cut it way down. We're not running the business through here anymore. So anyway, that's where I'm, you can find me on social media, but it's Neighborhood Ninjas is where you got to find me. So it's neighborhood_ninjas is our Instagram. If you DM it, it goes to me.
Okay.
So I will answer.
Perfect. Alex, that is all I have for you today. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add or any last thoughts?
I will also just add that if you're not on social media, you can also visit our website.
Oh, good idea.
Neighborhood Ninjas. Yeah, neighborhoodninjas.org. Or you can email me. It's alex@neighborhoodninjas. So there's lots of ways to get in touch with us if you're not on social media. If you're not on social media, good for you, honestly. But we would love for people to be involved, whether they want to volunteer with us. We are a nonprofit organization, like I said, or they want to get involved with Clubs for Playgrounds and maybe sponsor an obstacle. And really, I would just love for everybody listening, if you are near Ultimate Obstacles in West Boylston, Massachusetts, I would love to see you on November 1st. It's going to be an incredible event. It's going to be so much fun, costumes and vendors and competitions and revealing the obstacles that will be sponsored. So can't wait to see you all there. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity to share everything we're doing.
Absolutely. And for people who are unfamiliar, West Boylston is near the Worcester area.
Worcester. That's why they call it schoolyard.
You do that accent so well. So I did not grow up in New England. And whenever I say it, I'm always like, this just feels so phony.
Honestly, I had to train myself. It was funny because I texted Whitney from our board who's Tennessee, Delaware. And I was like, we're doing this thing at schoolyard. And I sent her the marketing materials and she's like, did you mean to put an H in there? Is it yard? And then I was like, nah, it's Worcester. So
that's so funny. That is so funny. Yeah. I'm always like, Mike, we should go to the schoolyard. And he's like, you have to say it right. And I'm like, I don't want to. Welcome back.
Thank you, Alex, for taking the time to come on the show, and to everyone else that helps out with this nonprofit doing great work. For related episodes,
Episode 432,
which was New England OCR Expo 2025, Part 1, Vendors.
Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts. We're Obstacle Running Adventures on all the podcast players. If you liked what you heard, leave us a review on that purple podcast app. The last review we got was not very kind.
I think I swore enough in this episode, so we can move on from that part.
Follow us on social media. We're Obstacle Running Adventures on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. Also, you can support us financially over on patreon.com. Please join on the website and not on the app, since Apple will charge you additional fees. Lots of September Patreon video, a little behind the scenes, was how we got the dog, and all sorts of like dog and puppy pictures and videos. Or a little bit, yeah. Coming up next, either that book review, hopefully Caitlin emailed that potential guest, or OCR CWC, who I'm waiting to hear back from Spartan Australia. Please get back to me. And Caitlin, got a joke or a quote to end this out?
I do. Let's just do a joke today. What do you call a tired woodchopper?
What?
A slumberjack.
Nice. All right, well, that just about wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name is Caitlin Ritter.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you're feeling motivated, inspired,
And ready to take on your next race or training run.
If you've enjoyed this week's episode, leave us a review
And share it with your fellow adventurous friends.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Join us every week for more news,
Stories and interviews from the community.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
And our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I like your background.
Thank you. It's great because I can bring every meeting to the playground.
That's amazing. The power of technology.
I know, and then I don't have to clean anything. So.
Wait, I love that even more as my dirty sweatshirt is in the background.
No, you're great. You're good. And his name is Ninja, which I think is funny because he's got like the big paws, but then he like trips over him because, yeah.
Oh, poor baby. She's tiny. She's tiny. She's 4 months old, but only 20 pounds. So they don't think she'll get bigger than 50 pounds. So I think she'll stay pretty little.
Good.
Yes. But we didn't come to talk about dogs. So let's jump right into it if you're ready.
I am so ready. I will always talk about dogs.
Same, actually.